To check out more DIYs and patterns, head to the website at cactusladycreation.com. In order to make any pattern out of plastic, it helps to have a continuous strand of plastic. So first I will show you how to make plarn, which means plastic yarn. To do this, all you need is a clean plastic bag and a pair of scissors. First, lay your plastic bag flat and take your hands and flatten it out like so. Then turn the bag so that it's facing horizontal, or the top and bottom are facing sideways. Now fold the bag up into a skinny column, which will make it easier to cut. As we do this, it's good to take your hands and flatten it out along each fold. It doesn't matter what size of folds that you do, and it doesn't have to be precise at all. Then take your scissors and cut off the handles and the bottom of the bag, because we can't use them to make one single continuous strand of yarn. However, I still like to keep these pieces and incorporate them into other projects, but for now we'll cut them off. So we'll just cut below where the handles are and just above the bottom of the bag. As you do this, you will just have the middle section of your bag left. And now we will cut this portion to make our plarn. So make sure your bag is still folded, and as you do, we will cut the bag into strips. This can be as precise or not as you want. It doesn't matter for this project. I usually just eye the cuts and try to get them as even as I can. After your strips are cut, you'll have a bunch of these plastic loops. Now we will connect these loops together using a lark's head knot to make one continuous strand of yarn. To do this, completely unfold 2 loops and place them horizontally next to each other. We'll call the loop on the left the first loop, and we'll call the loop on the right the second loop. Then place the second loop underneath the first like so. And pull the left side of the second loop through the first from back to front so that the loop is hanging over. Now we'll pull the right part of the loop through the left like this. As you do, it will tie a knot connecting the 2 loops. I'll show you once again in real time. Now we'll connect another piece to the 2 that we just connected. So unfold another loop and lay it horizontally next to the first. Place the second loop underneath the first like so, then pull the left side of the second loop through the first from back to front so that the loop is hanging over, and pull the right part of the loop through the left like this. And as you do, it will tie a knot connecting the 2 loops. Continue to do this with all of the loops and make more loops with more bags to make as much plarn as you want. Now that you know how to make plarn, I will show you an easy pattern to make a reusable tote bag. To do this, you need 3 things: a sturdy work surface that you can hang your work from, such as a clothing rod or back of a door or chair, something to keep your surface mounted, such as S-hooks, and you'll also need something to hang your work from, such as a dowel or a piece of driftwood. Now we'll cut 16 cords approximately 134 inches each, then place the middle of each cord on top of the dowel. As you do this, make sure to space each of the cords as evenly as you can, and feel free to play with different colors of plarn. Once all of your plarn is placed on top of the dowel, we will make 1 row of 4 square knots. I will show you briefly how to make a square knot in this video, but if you're new to macrame and want to see more instruction on making a square knot, feel free to check out my other video on this in the card above or the description box below. First, we will gather 4 cords. The middle 2 are the standing cords and will not move, and the outer 2 are the working cords and will move for this knot. Take the left working cord and place it over the 2 middle standing cords. Then take the right working cord and place it on top of the left. Now take the right working cord and place it behind the 2 middle standing cords and through the space between the left working and the left standing cords from back to front. Now you have the first part of this knot. Pull the 2 working cords to adjust where you would like this knot to be, and we will now do the same on the opposite side. Take the right working cord and place it over the 2 middle standing cords. Then take the left working cord and place it on top of the right. Now take that left working cord, place it behind the 2 middle and through the space between the right working and the right standing cord from back to front. You now have completed your first square knot. We will continue with this knot across the row to make a total of 4 square knots. As you work your knots, just try to keep them as even as you can. And the great thing about macrame is that it's such a forgiving art. If you don't like the way that a knot looks, just take it out and retie it. Once your first row is complete, we will create a second row of alternating square knots. This means that we will leave out the first 2 cords in this row and connect the first row and the second row together by tying 3 square knots. So leave out the first 2 cords, tie 3 square knots, and leave out the last 2 cords. Continue on with making 3 more rows of alternating square knots until you have a total of 5 rows of alternating square knots. This will be the bottom of our bag, so we want to make sure each row is close together. Once your 5 alternating square knot rows are complete, pick up the piece and place the square knot rows on top of the mounted dowel. Now the piece has a front portion and a back portion. We will now continue with several more rows of alternating square knots, now knotting the sides together as well. To do this, we will work from left to right. Find the 2 cords on the furthest to the left back and 2 on the left front of the piece. We will knot them together with a square knot. Make sure they are not twisted or tangled as you knot, and continue as before, working square knots across your row. When you get to the right side, knot the side together just the same as you did with the left. Then turn the piece around to continue with this row on the back. Now we've completed the first row for the body of the bag. Continue now with alternating square knots to create the rest of the bag. You can play with the space a bit more between each row here, depending on the look that you want for your design. I left a space of about ½ an inch between each row here, but feel free to add more or less space. Keep in mind how long you want your bag to be versus how much cord you have left to gauge this. I made a total of 12 rows of square knots for the body of the bag. I will show a bit of my process sped up a little bit so that you can see, and then show you how I finished this piece by creating some very easy handles. To do this, you will need 2 more cords of plarn that are about 100 inches or 254 centimeters long each. So feel free to pause the video here and join me when you are done with the body of the bag to see how to finish. Once you have completed your alternating square knot rows, this is how it will look. Now we will create 2 handles using a gathering knot. To do this, take 8 cords on the right side and 8 cords on the left side of the front of the bag and fold them over each other like so. Now we will take our cord and place it next to all 16 cords. Then fold up this cord and make sure to leave a loop at the bottom and a short cord at the top. Now take the long portion of the cord and wrap it around all of the cords, which will start to tie a gathering knot, gathering together all 16 cords. We will wrap it around all of the cords about 15 to 20 times. As you wrap, make sure to wrap it pretty tight, securing all of the ropes together. Once you're done wrapping, place the cord through the loop and pull up on the top end of the cord, which will move this tied portion inside the gathering knot and secure it. Now cut away all of the ends of the plastic. Then push all of the ends inside of the knot, and you have your first strap. Now create one other strap on the back side of the bag and carefully slide your piece off of the dowel. Now you've completed a reusable tote bag out of single-use plastics. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to continue your journey with macrame, feel free to check out my macrame course on the website, which you can find in the description box below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to know about all future videos. Thank you for watching.